Peace, everybody. Welcome to the Vital Hoops podcast. My name is Fernando Cardenas, aka International XB. I am your host. This is episode 27, and it's a very special episode today. For the first time here on Vital Hoops, on the Vital Hoops podcast, we have two guests. We have the founders of Guerrilla Republik. If you don't know about Guerrilla Republik, this is the perfect time to find out. Only the realists feel this. Check it out. Rabb Love, Iz Balleto, peace, and welcome to the Vital Hoops podcast. I appreciate y'all, man. How y'all doing?
Excellent, brother. Love, brother. Appreciate you having me on, having us on this, I should say.
Man, it's an honor and a privilege, man. I'm glad y'all on the show. It's been a long time coming, man.
Yes.
And
rightfully so. It's a lot going on this year,
yeah,
a whole lot.
Without a doubt, man. Without a doubt. So it's perfect. Listen, I want to start by, having y'all just each one of you speak a little bit about yourself, you know what I'm saying? Just, growing up and how hip hop became a part of your life.
You want to go first, Iz, or?
Brother Rob, we go by our elders.
Okay, man, hip hop I grew up in Miami, Florida. You know what I'm saying? Which they call the capital of the Caribbean, you know what I'm saying? So there's always been a whole lot of a massive Caribbean culture. Not only a Caribbean culture, but New York has always had a massive influence on Miami, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of New Yorkers would come down in the summertime, and I can remember Crazy Legs coming down to Miami and break dancing. And, I remember seeing this dude break dancing like, yo, what's that?
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? And it was very interesting to see that type of body constriction, you know what I'm saying? How he was able to have control over his body doing what he was doing. So that was something new. But I also remember when Planet Rock, the first time I heard Planet Rock, bro, at a park at night, we used to in Miami, DJing is very big. You know what I'm saying? Like how the West Coast would probably have gangbang, and we had DJ crews. So everybody was always into building speakers and playing records, you know what I'm saying? And I like I said, I remember when hip hop, when Planet Rock, the first time I heard Planet Rock, bro, what that did to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was almost like a trance. It put me in a trance. Like, what is that?
No doubt.
And from that point forward, man, I mean, hip hop had my attention. I put out a record when I was in 1985 called We Love You. You know what I'm saying? Which necessarily didn't do too big in the States, but from what I understand, like in other countries, it did okay. Like Australia, it did pretty big over there in Australia. You know what I'm saying? As far as that, man, hip hop basically raised me. Gave me my confidence, gave you my structure. Allowed me because in the culture, it was about you being you. It was almost an offense for you to come out and try to be somebody else or look like somebody else. It was originality was
that's what it's about.
Number one. You know what I'm saying? And it really pressed you to find out your originality. And this is when I went, I became Rabb Love. You know what I'm saying? I had a rap group called Two Tough MCs. Peace to my brother Arthur Hall, who died a couple of years back, which was my MC partner. But we did pretty good, man. We were the opening act for the Two Live Crew, which was one of the biggest rap groups in Miami at the time. You know what I'm saying? Went on tour. And from that point forward, I was chasing that whole dream of MCing for probably like the next 17 years of my life.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So I owe hip hop everything, man. It gave me my structure. It gave me my confidence. It gave me my courageousness, and just like I say, MC, most confident, most courageous. You know what I'm saying? So it gave me everything that I needed to basically step into manhood.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Like you said, being yourself, originality, being yourself and loving yourself, man. Unfortunately, these are things that didn't necessarily transfer to the mainstream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
exactly.
But yeah,
we know. Yeah, and I think the mainstream, it was afraid of hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Because of what it was doing to the inner city youth. It was giving us everything that corporate America snatched from us.
Word.
And it was giving us that identity that we wasn't getting nowhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No doubt. Brother Iz.
Peace, my brother.
Peace.
Good, yeah, over here tomando mi café, just getting my day started.
Muy importante.
So see, my journey started in Peru, and I was born in Peru. But as a baby, my mother made a decision, to bring us here because she was escaping, for some personal reasons for herself. And thing is that as soon as we got here, it only took us like probably a few months, and then we got deported.
Where was you at? New York?
We crossed, and somehow we made it up in New York, and I believe my mom said we were in Canada for a moment.
Okay.
And somebody reported her, a neighbor, and they sent us back, and my mom, we were flying back with her, and we made it to Colombia. And Colombia, my mom, they had to change planes there, but she was determined not to come back. So she never came back to the plane. And stayed in Colombia for a while, and we traveled up through the States, through all the way to Texas, the old school way, through the land. But then we had some people meet us in Texas, and they drove us all the way to New York. And that's where where my journey started, I would say, out here in the States. And that's in 1975, So in 1975, hip hop culture was just being born, in the recent years. So we were, in Flatbush, in Church Ave, up in Brooklyn. And we were the only Peruvian family. And Flatbush and Church Ave in Brooklyn is predominantly Jamaican and Trini. So we were like the only brown people, among other, shades of brown. But we had to earn our rights, just like anybody else. In other words, with the neighborhood, the people. I know it wasn't easy because my grandfather was being jumped. My mom had a struggle. We have no papers. We did what we could to survive. My mom, she taught us a lot. She taught us that we had to go fishing in Coney Island. We collected cans, for like years. But seeing hip hop culture in our street corners with the cardboard boxes, the windbreakers, shoelaces, that's like, to us, it was like, wow, what's going on? Because at the same time, disco was big. So disco was, and I was used to seeing my mom coming home late, like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, from the disco clubs. And she was living that life. But I would hear that music, like Donna Summers, everything around the house. And but as time was evolving, and if I believe, like Brother Rob said, Planet Rock made an impact, but there were like others. There were others too that infatuated my mind. Past the Dutchie by the left-hand side, I think that was one of the first impacts for me as well. But as time started evolving through the journey, something about X-Clan, and I was young. I was like, that spoke to me. That just spoke to me because, I think being indigenous and being native, you don't know about your roots. You don't get taught about it in school. Nobody talks about. I mean, at that time, being from another country, a migrant, it wasn't a good thing for anybody, because people would definitely let you know you're less.
Right.
I couldn't tell you, what we went through, at that time. And plus, I didn't know English. I didn't speak English till I was 10.
Wow.
It took me a while to learn the language, so that meant a lot of miscommunications. That meant a lot of street fights.
Yeah.
Because people don't know you, people don't know what you're saying. People don't get it.
Of course.
But I am grateful, you know what I mean? Like when I heard like groups, like I said, like X-Clan, myself. Yeah, I even got to give it up to New Edition. What I mean? New Edition had a big impact, I think, in our fashion, the way that we saw it. Yeah, and I know Brother Rob knows. He's like, yo, man.
Yeah. New Edition had a major impact, man. Like Run DMC was something that changed, as far as we're gonna start, picking a group. I would say Run DMC is what changed my whole situation, bro. Like
Wow.
they were something that me and my rap partner Arthur Hall, we looked up to those dudes. You know what I'm saying? We mirrored their whole situation. Like we had that down so tight to where that's how we were able to secure a opening act group for the Two Live crew at such a young age. I think we was like 13, 14 years old, you know what I'm saying? On tour. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, brother, like you would say, just Public Enemy was another group that definitely
No doubt
had my ear, and the way they were coming at it around that age, I was like 17, 18, young, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The whole revolutionary vibe of the culture was very strong, you know what I'm saying? So I credit hip hop for saving my life. I even, Guerrilla Republik, one of our things, we like to express ourselves through cotton, through t-shirts.
Yeah.
That's what one of the shirts we put out was "Hip Hop Saved My Life," and I think a lot of people can attribute to that.
Word up. We're gonna get into that, man. So yeah, like you said, Guerrilla Republik, man. Obviously, I know this, being a part of the movement with Guerrilla Republik Cuba, and shout out to G-Rep Cuba. But yeah, man, no doubt. But for the listeners, man, please explain what is Guerrilla Republik? What is Guerrilla Republik? Why and how did it all begin?
Guerrilla Republik it's love. It's really a love situation, and the love of the culture as one. You know what I'm saying? Right. One thing about Guerrilla Republik is we have a lot of different tongues in Guerrilla Republik that is unified by one thing, and that is the culture. Right. I could say, man, G-Rep is really something spiritual, because the way it came to me was in a dream. I had a dream about, like, I used to collect almanacs, and I had a dream about, I was reading up on the Haitian Revolution, and I ended up having a dream about the Haitian Revolution that night, and I was in it. It was vivid too. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And when I woke up the next morning, the first words that came out of my mouth was Guerrilla Republik. And I can remember something asking me, telling me, yo, do a search engine on this word. If nobody has it, that's a sign. Make sure you secure it. I did the search engine. We trademarked the term easy, and from that point forward, it was like a blind fury, man. Like at that point, I just had my first set of twins. My job had thrown a baby shower, and the next week they laid me off. You know what I'm saying? That to me was the sign to where I was like, it just made me feel like I could never put my family in a position to where somebody else can tell me what I can and what I can't do for my family.
Right.
And this was around the time MySpace was out.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would put a lot of, I believe the one thing that drew a lot of people to Guerrilla Republik, outside of the logo and the mission statement, was I would always put out, if nobody told you they love you today, let Guerrilla Republik be the first. I would always put that out, and I would get a lot of feedback in my DM from people that would be like, yo, man, I really needed to hear that today, man. So I was going through it, and I thank you for that. You know what I'm saying? So it just started to grow, man. It grew organically. And as that was going on, I was still having dreams about how to basically build it.
Right.
Like if you see the Guerrilla Republik flag, we got 5 colors in our flag: black, red, blue, green, and gold.
Yeah, break that down.
The colors are symbolic to I guess our how should we say, our commandments, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And, you know, the colors represent the black from the bottom up, which is black is the foundation, is knowledge, power.
Mm.
Red is love and sacrifice. Blue is vision, focus. Green is elevation, prosperity. Gold is fortune, success.
Mm.
That is the plateaus of the way it grows from the foundation to the pinnacle, you know. And I remember now, and what's funny about those colors, if you go to, you know, your circuit box where all your power is in your house, if you look at the wiring is the same color: black, red, blue, green, gold. You know what I'm saying? So it that represents power. It represents electricity. You know what I'm saying? It represents the currency. And I didn't know that at first, but after a while, I was doing it because what I wanted to do was unite all street organizations. And if you look at those colors represent every street organization in the United States as well. You know what I'm saying? That was my thinking. But on you know, just further hindsight 2020, I see that it represents power, like literal power color. You know what I'm saying? And I can remember that, you know, just talking back and forth to whatever this energy was that was communicating with me, you know. And it asked me, like, what do you want from Guerrilla Republik? What do you want? Do you want love or money? You know, and I chose love. You know, and that's pretty much what happened. And
that's deep.
You know, I met Iz online about 2000. We started G-Rep in like 2003. I think I met Iz like maybe like 2004, 2005 online. You know what I'm saying? And bro, that's the beauty of one of the beauties, you know, social media can be a two-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? It could be used for good, it could be used for however, whatever. But we were very fortunate that it came in around that time. So how it just basically moved through the social, you know, the social media network. It moved pretty fast and able to connect. You know, we connected with Iz, and it was an instant connection, brother. You know what I'm saying? And just like it connected to Iz, it connected to so many other people globally. It was very, like I said, organic. It was nothing.
Yeah, no doubt. I feel you, man. Like you said, when you know, Guerrilla Republik, like soon as I seen the name, that resonated with me as well, man. You know what I mean? Like just not just the logo, just the name. Just you hear, you like, okay, that's got something to do with me.
Oh, yeah, brother.
You know what I mean?
Indeed. And like I say, man, this was came to me. It was nothing, not like I'm finna start this. This came out of a dream. So I understand why it affected so many people the way that it did, because this is galactic, brother. You know what I'm saying? This is some social shit. You know, so like I said, meeting Iz, and I'll let Iz talk, man, and then I'll speak more on this brother right here, because he's incredible.
Just like you, Fernando, you know, when I saw the Guerrilla Republik, the symbol Guerrilla, you know, obviously it speaks to me. Now, due to my background, because you know, as unfortunate, some things happen as growing up. One of the things is that I was, you know, also later on in life was in my youth, then put in a group home. And that affected me a lot, the way I see things, the way I, you know, lived through it. But I saw how much we all had to survive together. I saw what we had to do together. And sometimes you have no choices to do the things you have to do to see another day or to have a meal. So it did cause like a lot of miscalculations, I would say, a lot of choices. But I didn't know any better. I didn't know what I needed to be. I felt the society that we were growing up pretty much was letting me know that I just needed to be a criminal to survive and to be alive. So I always travel with a crew, you know. I always felt that that's the only way, you know, what we got to do. But at that time in my life, my mentality was different. You know, I definitely could say I was hurt inside. And I wanted to cause pain to other people. I wanted to feel my pain, you know, and that's really what it was. But as the years went on, I realized that it gets you nowhere. and realize that all you're gonna do is end up being locked up over and over again. And the circumstances don't change.
Mm.
And I remember I was having like an epiphany in my life where I was like, you know what, I got to do something different. And I was 27 years old at the time, and I was still doing, just stupid stuff and like just doing what I can. I remember one time getting, caught by my own mother. She caught me stealing stereos out of cars, like, and she just happened to be rolling by, and I'm like, I got like 3 stereos in my hand. I'm like, oh shit, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but that's what I mean. Like, so I always had that mentality. You know what I mean? I had to grind, I had to survive. And then one day when I read Guerrilla Republic draws its inspiration for the first successful slave revolt in Haiti in 1794. This rebellion amplifies unity, strength, determination, as well as God. Those things alone, like that beginning for me was, I questioned it. I was like, Haiti, this rebellion. So rebellion sticks to me. Yeah. And I'm like, because, there's nothing that I was conformed to. I was never, I was always told like, yo, Iz, you never follow rules. You know what I mean? So it spoke to me, but the strength and determination. And I remember those times in my life because I would cry. I would cry to the sun. I would cry to the moon. And I would ask the universe, why? Why me? Why my circumstances?
Mm.
And then when the Guerrilla Republic goes into our mission that stimulates minds and expands the dynamic thinking in our inner cities.
Motivate individuals.
Yeah. Yes. To take a proactive approach to life through education, self-reliance, and preparedness. And that let me know from that day on, I'm going to depend on no one.
Right.
Me. That means I'm going to take accountability, and I'm going to take responsibility, and I'm going to stop asking for help from anybody else. And that even means sometimes, that time of my life, it was even the Most High. Right. You're no longer going to make determinations that I've been told since the young. Oh, put your faith in God, put your faith in that, and things will come. Things never came. And I was just like, you know what? And now, I apologize for saying this, but at that time, I felt, you know what? I think God is dead. There is no God. We are gods. We must become the gods. We are the gods now. And it just triggered me. And I remember, when I read the mission statement, I said, and I reached out and the brother Rabb that I met online, and we later met in the Bronx, me and brother Rabb. That's where me and Rabb met for the first time in, I believe, 2006, 2007, actually.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, with DJ Disco Wiz.
Yes, sir.
So and it's kind of wild because we're both on opposite ends. I believe brother Rabb was in Cali at the time, and I'm up here in the East Coast.
Yeah.
But one thing about me, I'm not a talker. So I'm not big on talking. I wasn't big on writing. And that's because I couldn't spell. A lot of people didn't know I was illiterate, and the fact I couldn't write, couldn't do things. But I was telling my brothers, and at the time, and like I said, I had a sister named Abundance child still. And Abundance, one time she came across and her brother, we had a mutual friend, and her brother was one of my best friends at that time. And he loved to rhyme. He loved to like flow. And he was like, okay. And I love beats. I don't know why I love beats, but I wanted to beat a beat. So I always wanted to freestyle a beat. And since I couldn't memorize any lines, I can't memorize rhymes for some reason. So I just freestyle.
Yeah.
But people started, gravitating to this, and people would know that in my apartment when I lived out here, when I moved to Delaware, people would hear the beats and stuff. And then soon there'll be like 20 people, 25 people in my apartment just rhyming, going hard. We smoking out, we flowing, we got the beats. And, Sister Abundance, one day she came in and she's like, would you mind doing this, at an establishment? And I was just like, yeah, I don't mind, and it's new to me because I just, we just do this from the block, we do this from the street corner, wherever. But I realized at that moment, and this is how Guerrilla Republic and everything came together. A lot of my brothers were being killed at the time still, getting locked up. And it hit me. what can I do to keep them off the street corners? What can I do to take 2 hours out of their lives and to make sure that they'll survive the night? Because it's an epidemic, you know, where we at, violence, it happens. And that was my first goal.
Word.
But like the mission statement, take a proactive approach, self-reliance, preparedness. That's stayed in my head. So I told anybody who wanted to come up and, you know, they were interested, like, yo, what's up with this Guerrilla Republic? And it came to my head, I was just like, you know, I need to give this a body. We read it, but we got to make this into a body because it said arm, head, leg, you know? And I'm just like, this is a body. So I said, we need to organize. And I remember telling, you know, my young brothers and sisters at the moment, let's not talk, but let's give people the example. Oh, I want you to right now do the work. So at that time, you know, club promoters and everything, when you wanted to rhyme, you had to pay like $300, you know, like, oh, let me get on stage and the promoter will tell you, okay, give me $300 and you sell some tickets. To me, I was just like, yo, you do some community work and I'll make sure you get on that stage, but you got to do it once a month at least. You got to help me out. I help you, you help me. So brothers and sisters like, all right, here's what we got to do, yo. We got to collect jackets. We got to get homeless, you know. I'm like, yo, we got to collect food. Like, it all came to us. So I was just like, but when we started doing this, we also started telling people like what you could do. We were like, yo, you know, in this street corner over here, we need to take care of this issue. In this street corner, there's some police issues. We need to address that too at the same time. Because I started realizing we need to flip that anger that we had, you know, for the system. How about we organize? Because they organize every day to beat us down. How about we organize stronger to beat them at their own game?
No doubt.
So it started coming collectively, you know, more. And I didn't know, you know what I mean? All I knew was just like gang life, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right.
Loyalty, rules that matter to me. You know, when you speak to people, you know, I know Rob got the handshake, I got the eyes. If you can't look at me when you're telling me the truth, when you're telling me about yourself, it says a lot about who I'm building, you know, and character speaks. But I just felt like, and we continue to build this. And I know my brothers and sisters, sometimes they would be mad. They're like, yo, Iz, why are you making us do this shit? You know? I'm like, bro, because we need to. You can't talk shit. You can't say you guerrilla. You know what I mean? If you're not about that.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, before, you know, Guerrilla Republik, as I was stating, you know, I used to belong to the New Black Panther Party. Used to go there, do what I can, you know, and I just had this need, this necessity to do something about it. Like I said, I was angry. I had different emotions, and I wasn't, you know, used to a world of Caucasians or white people. And I felt no matter what we did, especially me as a migrant, you know, I'm still a migrant. I'm still indigenous, though. That's the whole other thing. I'm not going to claim my United States status. I don't have one, and I'm never going to conform to that. You know, I'm just putting it out there, you know? So I'm not going to let go of my roots, is what I'm saying. But when I got into Guerrilla Republik, I came with that mentality of organizing because I saw what the New Black Panther Party was doing. So for me, it helped me to see examples of that. There was a difference between Guerrilla Republik and the New Black Panther Party, which I didn't get it. So for me was, you know, on one side, hatred for others, but what G-Rap did for me, because Rob kept saying the word love. And I didn't give a fuck about love at that time. I'm like, don't tell me you love me. Don't tell me anything about love. I'll smack you if you ever fucking say that shit to me. But I realized that love can be gangster too.
No doubt.
Love can fucking punch people in the face too.
Yeah. And that's what true revolution is about, man. It's not about hate. It's about love.
Love. And it threw me all off, you know what I mean? So that helped me evolve as a person, and I'm grateful for Rob speaking of it, because it took the anger out of me, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I need to organize better with love. You know, it's like, so everything I do, I tell myself like, you're gonna do this with love. You're gonna make sure it's like cooking, you know.
Yeah, definitely,
For
definitely.
sure.
And yo, I wanted to say, man, I wanted to give shouts out to the other founding members of Guerrilla Republik, which is my brother John Long, my brother Big Halo, and my brother Biko. You know what I'm saying? These brothers are very instrumental in getting it out. And like Iz said, another thing about Guerrilla Republik, when it was being formed, you know, I was in LA at the time. You know, I'm from Miami, but I had moved to LA. And you know, there's a big division between black and brown in LA. And I really wanted to create something that brought black and brown together because we have the same fight. You know what I'm saying? When you look up, we got the same enemy. We share the same culture of the drum. You know what I'm saying? And, that's what it did. Like, you know, it's funny because I can remember being in parts of LA where it probably ain't cool for black people to be. But because I had on the Guerrilla Republik shirt, you know, the gangsters would give me a pass, bro. Like, you know, you could tell they looking at me like, bro, if you didn't have that shirt, it'd be a problem right now. You know what I'm saying? So I just saw how Guerrilla Republik was able to unify black and brown, especially my brown brothers that had knowledge of self. True knowledge of their roots.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Not the colonizers' history, but their true history. You know what I'm saying? It really resonated that like the word guerrilla meant something. Like another story. This was right around 2005. There was I don't know if you guys remember the migrants. You know, the Mexicans in South. Everybody went on strike. It was May Day. May 1st, 2005, it was a big ass fucking strike going on in LA. And my homies War Club was doing a video downtown LA. I'm talking about this riot going on. They're doing a video in the middle of a riot, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I can remember this older dude, he was from El Salvador. And I had the flag on me, you know what I'm saying? We draped out in Guerrilla Republik and everything. And dude just came out of nowhere and he started hugging me. You know what I'm saying? And he was talking to me in Spanish. And shout out to my brother Crazy Race. Crazy Race was out there with us, and he's out in LA. He's a dope ass Mexican rapper out of LA. You know what I'm saying? I was asking Crazy Race. I was like, "Yo, what is he saying?" You know what I'm saying? And Crazy Race was like, "Yo, dude said he was a gorilla in El Salvador, and he felt like they forgot about him. And when he saw your shirt, you reminded him that he wasn't forgotten about." And I thought that was heavy. You know, so that's how I knew this Guerrilla Republik was bigger than just whatever I want. I always knew it was going to be big, but it just let me know that it came through you, but you have to, you can't treat it like it's yours because it belongs to the people. You know what I'm saying? And once I was able to acknowledge that, yo, I can't be trying to keep this shit in a headlock. You know what I'm saying? I got to let her go and let her do what she do. Once I did that, bro, that's when the magic started happening. That's when it started touching in certain spirits and certain individuals globally. And to this day, brother, 20 years later, you know what I'm saying? We are still connected. There's never been any outside funding for Guerrilla Republik. Like, we've never had any funding. Money being made is essentials. You got enough money to make to pay your bills. But again, I never looked at it as a avenue for monetary resource. You know what I'm saying? Like it is. Like, I call myself Rabb Love because that's who I am. That's what it is. It's love. You know, and on that premise, love and sacrifice, the red line in the flag. We push that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's our motto. Like, love and sacrifice, brother. You know, that's what we got to be about. And through that, that's how a lot of things came into play. But I just wanted to give my other brothers that saw the vision, once it came through me, that saw the vision and was like, yo, man, we down for this. You know what I'm saying? So big shots out to John Long, JL, big shots out to Big Halo, big shots out to my brother Biko. And thanks to Halo, how I believe it got a lot bigger was we were in a lot of revolutionary workshop stores in LA. You know what I'm saying? And I can remember and big shouts out to Martin from Quinto Soul is a Mexican reggae group. They like legendary in LA. Okay. They had a shop called One Stop Culture. And Immortal Technique, I guess, stopped at that shop and bought up all the Guerrilla Republic attire. You know what I'm saying? I had never heard of the brother at this time. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, my man called me like, yo, man, Immortal Technique just came in here and bought all the Guerrilla Republic apparel. I'm like, cool. You know what I'm saying? I would come over and, you know, pick up whatever, you know, the monies or whatnot. So when I got over there, he didn't have a CD, but my other Salvadorian brother, who had another one-stop culture shop called Naulin, he had the CD. Okay. You know, and I listened to the music, which was Revolutionary Volume 2. And I was like, yo, this is the whole soundtrack to Guerrilla Republic mindset. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I can remember this brother, for some reason, Playboy magazine did an interview on on Immortal Technique. And he was rocking the shirt, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit, we made Playboy magazine. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the biggest magazines in the world. I thought it would probably be XXL or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Because we in the hip hop culture. Right. But you can see it was bigger than that. And so I ended up, Immortal Technique ended up having his name on this, not his name, but his phone number on the CD. You know what I'm saying? And I called him and was like, I just wanted to thank him for, you know, for promoting Guerrilla Republic. He calls me back. And like, brother, we're going to be in LA on Thursday. I want to come see, you know what I'm saying? I want to come talk to you. But first, I want to make sure, I want to go to your warehouse, take me to your warehouse so I can make sure you don't have any like child labor shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know, like, and I'm thinking to myself, this dude think we got a warehouse. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? I was like, okay, cool, come on. Yeah. We came to LA. And I at this time, I was learning how to print from my brother Justin, which is another founding member. You know what I'm saying? He taught me how to do the silk screening. And when the brother saw that it was just me and Justin printing these shirts, he was very impressed. And that's how we were able to connect with Immortal Technique and do the Immortal Technique Guerrilla Republic combination. I believe from that gave us the lane that we were in to really touch the main people who were listening to the right music to conform in the right mindset. Word up. Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. Definitely shout out, much respect to all the founders of Guerrilla Republic, man, like you said, and all the guerrillas worldwide, man. Indeed. And speaking of all the guerrillas, man, let's talk a little bit about the tribes, man, you know, because there's a lot of, you know, movements, that are things that are local, but this right here, we're talking international, we're talking global, man. So if you can speak a little bit about the tribes, I don't know how many countries we got right now. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that definitely has kept growing. You know, there are things, you know, for tribes to grow or branches. You know, we would say at the same time, first of all, you have to be an organizer. You know, that's one thing that, you know, I tell Brother Rabb Love, before we build with other peoples, we have to find out about their leadership skills. You know, there's also a 1-year trial. You know, a lot of people have to realize that it's not just, oh, I just want to join, I just want to be. We want to see your consistency. We want to see your dedication. You know, and building with different tribes. You know, it took that. You know, because we want to make sure that people protect, you know, what this is about. You know, we have a lot of people who definitely jump in and want to take advantage of what we do. Yeah, no doubt. Know, the work that we've done, and it's hard to control, especially when it's grown so worldwide. I mean, from Palestine to Slovakia to Bulgaria, you know, Ecuador, Costa Rica, Cuba, you know, Chile, Brazil, Singapore, Africa,
Uganda,
so too, yeah.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing, man.
And that's what I'm saying. This is how it's impacted worldwide. But the same things, you know, we ask of everyone, if you're going to put this flag down, know that it comes with responsibility, because it will be taken away from you.
Word up.
You know, if you're not doing your part. And, you know, it's not been easy, but every country has their own issue. Every country goes through their own struggle. They have their own thing. So we're not trying to like basically guide you in what is important to you. But know the fact that you have to use knowledge as a weapon to educate and to empower people. You know, we're an organization. Like I said, we're not here to create more rappers. That's not our mission. Our mission is to continue to grow, with our community, and to show them that what we can do with the tools. And trust me when I tell you, and the reason why we're able to do this, because the beautiful thing about hip hop culture is that we started with nothing. So no one can tell me, Iz or Brother Rob, like, yo, we need this, that. No. When we talk about self-reliance, we mean it.
No doubt.
So do what you can. Like, this is your chance to prove what you can do. Because if you want to take on this legacy, you want to take on, and just like Brother Rob, like, I know one thing I remember when the AK for all of us, you need to become that weapon. You're that weapon. You put on this shirt, you become that weapon. You need to do what you got to do for your community. And just like we know what guerrilla means, protect your community, protect your people, and protect your culture. So everyone's responsible for their collective. Everyone's responsible for their growth. But the main thing, like I said, we filter it. We try to do our best, to make sure that it's gonna, no matter what, the only thing people are gonna get back is love and growth. With that. So I love the fact the way it's kept growing, and I'm grateful for Brother Rob for letting us grow, because it's not easy. You know what I mean? I know, as we grow, because this is, I don't know. For me, I didn't know what we were doing was going to impact the world the way it did. You know what I mean? Because we're like, yo, and that's why for me, I felt like for on my end, I was just like, I'm not going to talk. I felt the reason why there's a lot of our brothers and sisters that have been locked up. We've all been locked up pretty much. But I know we were tired of preachers. We were tired of people telling us. And the only thing that can speak for you is your actions.
Actions, yeah.
That's it. So that's why, I think that's what really rippled across the United States and even other lands, other places, because they got to see what we were doing instead of what we were saying, And it was very simple. Like, and I always, when people hit me up in the inbox and, like, Iz, what do I need to do here and there? What's important to your community? What are you doing? Are you a graffiti artist? Are you a DJ? Then use that as a weapon. Use that to empower. We'll do our part to back you up, to get your message across, because that's important.
Yeah, no doubt.
So just like you, my brother, you know what I mean, when you reached out, but you was a leader already, And look what it's done. Look what it's caused. You know what I mean? You helped your other brothers from Cuba to be inspired, to be empowered more. And I know you guys are 340 MS. What? When I first saw that, I was like, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And you were already expressing it, because just like, that's another thing, Afro-Indigenous, that's something that we need to get across. All of our people. I don't care how brown you are, you better respect your foundation and your roots, and know the fact that where we came from, where we grow. I'm like, yo, we can't evolve if we don't know our roots.
That's right. That's right.
There's no growth in that. No. And that's something that I feel, I think even that speaks a language.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to go back and forth with people. I'm like, if you don't get it, you don't get it. I'm not gonna waste my, I don't want to say waste, but time is our only, is not our best friend at times, So we don't got all day to go back and forth to explain.
That's right.
So for me personally, I just gotta move with those that are moving, and they get it, and I'm grateful, like I said, for those who plant the seeds, especially like Brother Rabb Love. He's always dropping gems. And one thing I like about what Brother Rabb Love does, he triggers people's minds. But he does it with the purpose to stimulate your mind. You know what I mean? To make it different and to help you evolve, to help you understand like what we've been conformed to. But we need people to agitate that, to spark that. So I'm just grateful that everybody from different collectives, from Spain, you know what I mean? Even from out there, our brothers, how they inspire. And I think we've had powerful tools, when we organize these events that other people get to see. And I'm glad that most of our events are done with people from different worlds, from different countries, from different nations.
Yeah.
And they able to take that message too as well. So it's gonna keep growing, I mean, and trust me, when I tell you that personally, I spend a lot of time when people reach out to me about building, like, let's say, you know, you're in Bulgaria or you're in Indonesia, you know how many times I got to use Google Translate, you know, to talk to people? I'm like, yo,
of course.
like, it's your best friend, you know, at times a lot. I'm like, yo, I got to like put this down to understand what this, but that helped us grow a lot.
Yeah, man.
So
that's dope, man. But you see, it's important when you say, you know, when you talk about organizing and leadership and community, that's really what it's about, you know. And when we were, you know, like you said, when we reached out to you, like I already knew that we needed to get people who were committed to the people, you know, about organizing, you know, about the well-being of our people and about the culture, really about the culture. And those are not necessarily always the most talented people, you know what I mean? But I always feel like it's more important for us to be, don't get me wrong, you know, we have very talented artists with Guerrilla Republik Cuba, but I always feel like it's very important to be centered, you know what I'm saying, and focus on our people first and foremost, because that's what culture is about, you know. And when we talk, if we talk in hip hop, then we talking people, we talking community, you know. Yeah, I always feel like that's extremely important. But I wanted to get back a little bit to real quick to 1794, man, and the importance of the Haitian Revolution. You know what I mean? Because I feel like this is something that, you know, every hip hopper and every organizer should study, man. You know, the Haitian Revolution for obvious reason. But talk to me a little bit about that and how that became such a strong part of the movement. And I also always wonder, in the studies it says 1791 to 1804, right? That's the Haitian Revolution. Why specifically 1794?
Okay, 1791, I believe August 20th, 1791 is when the revolution jumped off. So from 1791 to 1794 is when we took the entire Hispaniola.
Yeah.
See, the interesting thing about the Haitian Revolution is there were no Haitians that fought in the Haitian Revolution. Haiti was not formed yet. It was still
it wasn't Haiti. Yeah.
So yeah, it was actually an indigenous revolution.
Word up.
It was the indigenous people and the indigenous Africans that were brought to San Domingue that came together and was like, we got a common enemy here. You know what I'm saying? So from 1791 to 1794, when we took the entire country of Hispaniola, this was 1794. So February the 4th, 1794 was a law that was put in place called the Rights of Man, which abolished slavery on the then San Domingue.
Yeah.
That's why I say 1794. So from 1791 to 1794 was a guerrilla concentrated effort. Everybody was on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Then from 1794 to 1804 was that was another revolution between, I believe it was Spain and France. They were fighting to
take back, to see who was going to be able to to rule.
Exactly. So 1804 was Haiti. 1794 was the people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how we do 1794, because that's when we took it. We didn't ask for nothing. We took everything. You know what I'm saying? It was the unification. It was taken so violently that they had to make a law like, yo, okay, the rights of man, slavery is abolished.
Yeah. So
that year stuck out to me. Not only now, you do your research in 1794, there was things going on. There was the changing of the guard around the world. If you look at the Whiskey Rebellion and what we call the United States right now, that was a rebellion there. There was in 1794, the United States were getting their ships taken in the Mediterranean by Moors, was snatching the American ships. So it was happening to so much. In 1795, Andrew Jackson created the Navy.
Yeah.
Because 1794 was such a, like I said, it was a game changer globally. There was some type of galactic interchanging of the mindset in 1794. It was a powerful number. And I'm big on numbers, so I look at 9 and 4 as 13. 13 has always been a powerful number when it comes to dramatic change.
Yeah.
At 12 o'clock is noon. At 13, which is 1 o'clock, that starts the new day. You know what I'm saying? So 1794 stuck out to me, and it was just, again, brother, a lot of this was dream state.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I did my research and I saw that, okay, and you know what's crazy? We don't even celebrate February the 4th. They don't even talk about the Haitian Revolution and Black history, bro. That's not brought up. Like if more people knew about the Haitian Revolution, Haiti would get way more respect.
Of course.
Than what it gets in Haitian people. Because like I said, I came up in Miami, bro. When they brought the Haitians to Miami, they got treated really bad.
Yeah.
And I didn't know I had Haitian blood in me until my mother brought it to my attention. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was the history of this 1794. Was 1794 is when they took everything. I mean, they defeated France, Spain, England, and the United States. 4 of the world major countries got defeated by the people in the spirit.
Never seen before, man.
1794 make the world grow, like we say. You know what I'm saying? So that's was right. And then what the Haitian Revolution did for the United States and the Louisiana Purchase, you know what I'm saying, and how it changed South America, what it did for the revolutionaries that sparked in South America and Central America. Haiti was very, very a serious reason or a big chunk of why so many people uprise. It had uprising.
It inspired everybody, man. First successful revolt of enslaved people. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's the first successful revolt in the Western Hemisphere by I would say a global African people.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
So that needs to be, that shit needs to be man. It needs to be celebrated. It needs
without
to be
a doubt,
just like everything else that's celebrated. But we see now why Haiti is going through and why Haiti has continued to go through the distress and the calamity that it's been going through because of what happened in 1794, because of what happened in 1804.
Of course.
They all came together and was like, we'll never let that see the day of light again. And it's showing like, this is what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Anytime you want freedom, this is what we're going to do. And it's been shown in the United States with cities like Rosewood, with cities like Greenwood, Black Wall Street. Anytime we come together and want to do for ourselves without any outside interference, they will come and destroy that.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Listen, that's another thing. When I saw 1794, that also spoke to me because it's extremely important, man. So, especially us, African and indigenous people, like this is us. This is our ancestors, man. So, much respect to our ancestors, and we gotta keep on doing what we're doing, man. Listen, we're speaking about the legends of our culture earlier, like X-Clan, PE. I feel like we've lost a lot of legends over the years, and young, like 40s, early 50s, unfortunately, recently, with Trugoy the Dove from Tribe Called Quest, early, I think it was like 53, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, man? Like, why do y'all feel we're losing our legends so young in hip hop, man?
That's a good question, brother. That is a very good question. And I think a lot may be contributed to our love of not living healthy. We may be living mentally healthy and aware, but as far as growing and knowing what we're putting in our bodies and, what I'm saying, how hip hop has always been engulfed with liquor and pushing the promotion of drugs and, what I'm saying, and leisure, what I'm saying? It's like the order of balance was really pushed to a different level of, I would say, just disobedience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And lack of discipline.
Yeah.
And I think that was by design, because you got to remember, when hip hop came out, we were very disciplined as far as the teachings of the 5% Nation. If we really wanted to say what the religion of hip hop is, it's the 5% Nation.
Yeah.
And if it's the 5% Nation, then it's Islam.
Mm.
You know, and Islam had a strict diet. You know, I can remember saying, I don't eat pork. Mm. Remember that? Like I don't know if you guys, I know back when I was like 15, it was like hip hop was like, you can't eat pork. I don't eat pork no more. You know what I'm saying?
I stopped eating pork early, man, because of all that, because that influence, not only Malcolm, but, you know, also hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Today I'm a vegan, but I stopped eating pork a long time ago, way before I stopped eating meat and all that. You know what I mean?
And that's what hip hop told me. Hip hop told me to stop eating pork. You know what I'm saying? I can remember we were saying Assalamu alaikum and didn't know what it meant, but that's because that's what was going around in the culture. You know, Big Daddy Kane, Assalamu alaikum. So we would be like, Assalamu alaikum, and we didn't have no idea what it meant, but we were being groomed into a knowledge that very well changed us.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of the corporational interference, like we got a saying that, you know, culture versus corporation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And don't confuse the culture for the corporation. And a lot of us have been hoodwinked into thinking what the corporation has put out is hip hop. Yeah. And it's not. It is actually the polar opposite of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So with the overindulgence and over how should I say, advertisement of alcohol, the over advertisement of abusing marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't smoking to enlighten ourselves. We smoking to be high. Yeah. But and then some people were smoking to get the pain out. So I don't want people were medicating.
Yeah. No, that's different. That's different.
Yeah, a lot of people use marijuana to medicate. So I don't want to overstep what I'm saying. But if you understand the culture of just lack of discipline, brother, brought on a lot of the drinking late night. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Waking up to drunk blunts and beer, and we wasn't pushing being, you know, like exercise. We wasn't pushing that. We may have been pushing the mental side, but we forgot the health. And I think that's what the ancient hip hop should be first and foremost, is our health. Because if you look at us, we look beautiful at 50. You know what I'm saying? I'm 52. My man is about to be put, like, as far as hip hop preserving, it was the fountain of youth physically. But you know, like, again, like I said, I think because it got the whole drug culture was pushed so hard in the 90s about drinking and overindulging and shit, that's what created a sort of rock star lifestyle that caught up to a lot of us in our 50s. And you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, we have a lot of MCs and rappers to have met their demise because of health.
Yeah, word up, man. Unfortunately, I hear you, man. You know, on episode 20 of the Vital Hoops podcast, I had the brother Keith Tucker from Hip Hop is Green, and he, you know, he pushed the 10th element of hip hop, you know, health and wellness. And I think, you know, I agree with you. I think that's key. That's one of the main things, and it's very important. And when you truly look at it, you know what I'm saying, our culture is about, you know, that is about discipline. You know, like you said, like KRS, remember he came out with the song, you know, Beef a while back. And, you know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of other hip hoppers pushing health and wellness, you know, such as Dead Prez, you know, much respect.
Much respect to Stick Man and M1, definitely.
Word up. Yeah. So no doubt, man. So I agree with you, man. Brother Iz, I don't know if you want to add something to that.
Oh, man, I just, you know, it's sad to see that, you know, but I'm also realizing that the new middle age is 40. It's life expectancy is shorter these days. Wow. Especially for many of us and those that are not thinking forward, you know, especially in the condition. I know when I was recently in Peru, what I saw was a lot of diabetes among our people. You know?
Same in Cuba, man. Yeah.
And that's just like, yo, it's crazy, but sometimes sugar plays such a big part, you know, and how and it's affordable. You know, it's cheap for people to get or to find ways to get. And a lot of people have a tendency to survive off of sugar.
Yeah.
I usually can tell a lot about a person's health by their teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly. You know, it lets me know like where you at. You know, I remember learning really young that once your teeth go, so does your health, your life. And it's important for us to handle those small things that we really overlook daily. You know, what are your rituals? What are your practices every day? What are you doing to be forward, you know, for yourself, especially in the intake? And I feel like there's just more chemicals in this world that causes more issues to us faster.
I agree.
Um, I know there is, especially with the epidemic that like COVID, what it did to our community, to our people, it slaughtered so many of us. I think Peru was the most hit, the country that actually suffered the most losses.
Wow.
On it. And that's due to the fact of what we don't have, or sometimes it's foreign. You know, some things are very foreign, and it's no different than what happened to the indigenous folks here in the Americas in the beginning. You know, over 10 million people lost to illness, sickness. When things are foreign and your blood type is different, yeah, it affects us.
Of course. Yeah.
But how far is I think something that we all really just, as men, I would say as men, we need to take care of ourselves better. I mean, how many of us, you know, because I know like it's uncomfortable to, you know, to do some of these procedures when you have to go to the doctor and then like, yo, you got to go check your colon, you got to go check this thing, and you know, and it's important that we do that and not ignore that. That's what I'm saying. You know, because you know our body changes. You know, our body actually change, and sometimes we think we can get away just by we'll smoke it out. You know what I mean? Well, let me drink it away, but you cause more issues. You know?
No
I think we need to take importance of our wellness. I'm grateful that years ago, I was taught by Queen of Fool. Queen of Fool.
Yeah. Much respect.
And it's like we will host retreats with her, and she would educate. And I was like, I got to tell my brothers about this. I got to tell my brothers on the streets about Queen of Fool. I got to tell them that, you know, because we don't know this type of knowledge. You know what I mean? Unless you come across. Yeah, Queen of Fool had definitely a big influence. And I always say on Guerrilla Republik, a lot of people didn't, you know, really realize, you know, the mind state and how do we help, you know, our brothers from the streets, especially, you know, because, you know, Guerrilla Republik does attract a lot of people from our barrios, you know, from our hoods and things, and things that we're not used to, accustomed to, and we don't know the food that we consume, how does it affect us in the long run. And I'm talking about mental state, mental health, you know, your emotions. Why are you so angry? Why do you cry? Why are you depressed? All that. But about 15 years ago, like I said, with Queen of Four, and not knowing, I don't know what I was walking into. And what I'm saying is this: somehow life has given me great teachers along this journey. Like Guerrilla Republic's been around for 20 years. And through this journey, I meet these beautiful teachers wherever I go. And like I said, I'm learning. I'm just like anybody else who's never heard of this. And at that time, I didn't even know who Queen of Fool was. You know, I'm just like, okay, I got to help out with this retreat, got to build the TP, you know, and just doing what Guerrilla Republik needs to do. But I remember telling Queen of Fool, I said, the knowledge that I've taught, it was a long week retreat, and we've continued, you know, doing this throughout the years. And I was like, let me take this knowledge to my brothers and sisters. Let me break it down, because some of us don't know what pork does to you. Some of us don't know by eating milk what it does to you. Some of us don't know it by consuming white bread what it does to you, you know, and how it affects you chemically. But obviously, books like Heal Thyself, you know what I mean? Like books like this help.
Word up.
Break that mind state. And I gotta admit, when you do the detox, when you go through this, you learn different. Your mind, it's like it takes the mucus out of your brain, like straight up. You know, like the information starts sticking to you differently. You know, and it makes a difference. It really does make a difference. I highly recommend that everybody does a cleanse. I highly recommend everybody does a retreat.
Yeah.
You need to retreat your body, to check yourself again, balance. And I believe that's how Brother Rob, myself, we've been able to stay young. And yesterday I came across one of the teachers who brought this knowledge that planted that seed, Brother Ali, Philadelphia. And Brother Ali started the Aboriginal School of Sovereignty years ago. And I used to go for 3 years. I used to go to his class every day. He would teach you about law, but he would teach you about food. Also, how does it affect your body? Yeah. And it was funny. Like I walked into yesterday the Drop Squad kitchen, and I see Brother Ali. Brother Ali now lives in Atlanta. Brother Robert, you guys have to connect because this guy is a teacher. And I mean, some people have the gift to teach. Some people have. And then there's other teachers who kind of push their rules on you, and then you're like, teaching me or you enforce it, But I was just kind of shocked that he told me he lives in Atlanta now. And I was just like, oh man. And he's building out with our brothers from the Israelites.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah. So I told him about King Malachi. He was like, man, that thing rings my head. So, but that's I would definitely love for you guys to connect and build, because I tell you, we need teachers like that, just like Queen of Four, the positive impact. Supernova Sloan, Queen of Four son. He was another great example too. I met him when we were fighting for Brother Sean Bell. When Sean Bell got shot up and everything. Yeah. We ended up doing a program with Queen Supernova Sloan and NY Oil. And I'm like, damn. So I said, we got other brothers too that believe in this. I said, all right, you know what I mean? But that became like a beautiful relationship and growing, in what we stand for at least, and it's beautiful to know how we all really we're all connected.
Of course.
Of course. So I'm grateful, so when I say about Queen of Four, I am grateful that there's teachers like that. Like I say, Dr. Savy, Dr. Cayenne, you got brothers like Blue Pill, and the list keeps going on.
Let's not forget our brothers, Precise Science.
Oh, and
our fallen brother, Rough Mike with USDA. Let your medicine, let food be your medicine, and let medicine be your food.
And that was the most gangster shit like you ever heard. And I mean, I highly suggest people look up Precise Science and the music, and especially the FDA, what they broke down, because we need music. And this is why it's instrumental in how we deliver the message. Every word needs to be a bullet, because our people are hard-headed. Our people don't get information like that. We're not used to, it's unfortunate that many of us did not grow up in a 2-parent household. So knowledge is not coming to us easily.
Yeah. Right. Our people have been hit with this propaganda from the system for so long also, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's important, to back up, artists and MCs that bring that. And I'm glad that Guerrilla Republic's been able to create that platform, and for years, Guerrilla Republic has been very precise in the artists that we back up and the artists that we speak up for, because everybody is a weapon. Not done because I know you. It's not done because you got a following. None of that matters. What matters is what you say on that microphone. What matters is what you put in that ripple effect, because that's what we need to advocate for. Those are the people we need to back up. So that's what makes Guerrilla Republic different than other people. We're not here to entertain you. We're here to empower you. We're here to educate you.
Inspire.
So when you come to our events, just know we're not here to have a good time. That's not the mission. That's not the goal. That's gonna happen naturally.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I want everybody to know that, when you come to our thing, and I think that's what made the growth of Guerrilla Republic even strong, because people knew that, like, I'm not just going to a hip hop event. I'm going to a knowledgeable event. I'm going to somewhere I can grow. We wanted to, keep that alignment among all. So I can't even tell you like how beautiful it is when Guerrilla Republic grows, continues worldwide. The brothers and sisters that we attract naturally, so. It's wild, because I know we live in a different, there's different levels of hip hop and rap,
Yeah.
But I'd love to know that the brothers that come to us, they literally come with knowledge.
Yes.
So it's like, damn, you know, I'm so grateful. That's just like how my brother, how we connected, you know.
Word up.
Before, like, you guys were speaking on it, you guys were living it already, but you see connection, you know what I mean?
For sure.
It's like a mirror. It's like a mirrored spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we are all the same spirit in different faces. Like, that's what I always found out about Guerrilla Republik. With all the true family members, it's like meeting me again and meeting myself again and meeting another aspect of myself. Like, we all have that same fire. We were all the same people that was like, yo, hear that dude come talking that crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we what I like to call rebellectual conversation, which is intellectual, rebellious intellect. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we all possess. And I think that is the glue that keeps us all together. Because, like I say, a lot of us don't understand the language that each other speak. But we do understand the spirit. The spirit speaks a universal language, and it transcends any type of language barrier. And that's what I would say. Like I say, brother, we've never had any type of funding for it to stay alive so long. You know, a lot of other organizations, you know, they got their dues that people pay, and you got to be on the Zoom calls every week and all this structure. Our best structure was no structure. And I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing, but it just so happened to work for Guerrilla Republik, because I believe that because it was so strong and so organic, if it did have any type of structure the way that all these other organizations move, we would have been wiped out. They would have done something to counter this whole movement. So because because Guerrilla Republik really never had a head, it had multiple heads. So you cut one head, then you still got other heads. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was one of my things in G-Rep. I always wanted people like when I go to Delaware, I'm not going to Delaware and be like, okay, I'm the leader now, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I stand behind Iz because that's who runs that. They don't know me. You know what I'm saying? I stand behind wherever we are. We stand behind whoever is running shit. It ain't coming over, okay, we here now. Like, you know, if the police do something, the CIA come in, the CIA just take over everything. Right. You know what I'm saying? They just take over command. That ain't never how we've been, bro. We've always respected each other's growth. We've always respected each other's minds and ability to lead.
No doubt.
And that's again with you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, you connected with a spirit. You saw yourself in Guerrilla Republik. Like, yo, that's me. And that's the main thing that has been able to keep Guerrilla Republik growing, man. Love is sacrifice. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we're just going to keep pushing, bro. We got 20 years under our belt. Like we were saying, it's the 20th year of Guerrilla Republik and the 50th year of the culture.
That's right.
You know, the universe makes no mistakes, brother. You know what I'm saying? And we looking for 80 more years at least. At least minimum 80 more years. We want that century mark. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So with love, with knowledge, power, love, sacrifice, vision, focus, elevation, prosperity, fortune, success, we're definitely going to make that a reality.
That's it, man. That's it, man. I appreciate that, man. Like you said, 20 years of Guerrilla Republik, 50 years of hip hop culture. It's a beautiful thing, man. You know, we understand that our culture is one of resistance, and it's very necessary for us, especially today, man, for us and for our people to be part of culture, of a culture of resistance, man. Listen,
exactly.
Yeah, without a doubt,
resistance and resilience.
You
know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Resistance and resilience. And again, bro, like just to see the activity of Guerrilla Republik Cuba and to see how continuous and consistent you are. And that's with all of our family members, man. You know what I'm saying? Again, I sometimes just look at it and just, I'm amazed. I'm amazed, and at the same time, I'm understanding how it took place. But you know, to see and say is two different things.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And be a part of, like I say in the beginning when we created the mission statement, it didn't say it didn't say my mission. It said our mission.
That's what
way
it's about.
Before there was a us or we. We knew it was going to be bigger than just what it started out with a t-shirt. It's way bigger than that. The t-shirt is one thing, but what lives in your heart, what lives in your mind, that's forever. That's Guerrilla Republic. And that's what we say, you know, people are like, where is Guerrilla Republic? It's here.
Yep.
Welcome home.
Word up. No doubt. No doubt, my brother. Yes. So yo, before we go, man, I like to do this thing here, you know, at Vital Hoops. We do the I recommend, or we like to recommend a book, because, you know what I'm saying, we spoke about that earlier, about the importance of knowledge of self, of your roots, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times today, you know, unfortunately, our people, especially the youth, we're getting away from books, man. And a lot of people are getting knowledge from just short clips, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's important to go back to books and to, you know what I'm saying, in order for us to get our knowledge, you know?
Right.
Yeah, no doubt, man. If I'd love for the both of y'all to recommend a book, man, for the listeners. Any book that you feel that can, you know, inspire and empower our people, man.
I would say, for me, for all my guerrillas out there, for those that love to organize, I would love for you to reach out to the Spook That Sat by the Door by Sam Greenlee. Came out in 1973. And if you want to get down and learn how to organize effectively and to teach young brothers and sisters, I need you to take a look into that book, and that'll help you open your mind, you know, because that will help me to where we are now with Guerrilla Republic, and how to help it evolve and applying but using it against them in a positive form, you know, power. So a lot of for me, my mind state definitely helps me from that book, The Spook Who Sat by the Door. So
appreciate that, brother.
Definitely, and peace out to the spirit of Baba Sam Greenlee, man. That brother was powerful man. Even in his late years, he was a powerful man, yo. You know what I'm saying? So definitely shouts out to great Sam Greenlee in The Spook Who Sat by the Door, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. You know what I'm saying? I would say, brother, like a lot of my acknowledgement, you know, like I say I read books not so much for information but confirmation. You know what I'm saying? Because I see more just subliminally comes to me subliminally than a whole lot of book reading. So, you know, like people say I read books, I say I read in between the lines. I read the signs, you know what I'm saying? But I would say Malachi Z. York, What You Need to Know by the Year 2000, even though it's 2023 now. I read that book in like 1997. Everything that's going on right now was in that book, you know what I'm saying? And I know the brother Dr. Malachi Z. York is under a lot of scrutiny, you know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of suspect allegations about him, but I believe one of the things they locked him up for was because he was just putting out too much information.
Okay. Appreciate that, man. I'm gonna go with the Black Jacobins, you know, C.L.R. James, you know, as we speak of 1794, you know, Toussaint Louverture and the Haitian Revolution, man. That's a great one too. You know what I mean? And like I said, yeah, it's important, I think, for our people to sometimes to, you know, get back to the books.
Get back to the book.
That knowledge, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Save the books. Save the books.
Word up.
We need to push a campaign called Save the Book. You know what I'm saying?
Save the books. Yo, listen, before we go, man, and I appreciate y'all's time, man. Real quick, share with the people, you know, the websites, the social media, wherever they can connect, you know what I'm saying, with y'all. And then I'm gonna have all that down in the description so people can go check out, you know, Guerrilla Republic and the both of y'all, the work that y'all doing. And also you know, go get yourself a fly shirt over here, you know what I'm saying, with a revolutionary message. So yeah, man, go ahead, yo.
Well, definitely for organization perspective, Guerrilla Republic has two different sites, you know, but on my end, to www.guerrillarepublic.org, and Brother Rabb Love also hosts the House of Guerrilla Republik,
which is found on www.guerrillarepublic.org. Like if you go to guerrillarepublic.org, I would have everybody go there because that is a bigger understanding of what we do in the culture.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And if you want to, if you do want to decide to check out the apparel, you can go down to where it says apparel in guerrillarepublic.org, and the House of Guerrilla Republic apparel will pop up. But we definitely want people to go to the guerrillarepublic.org because that is the heartbeat of what we do. Mm-hmm. We're going to be looking to getting back into what made us strong, which is the mixtapes. Definitely want to see about getting a mixtape coming out by July 13th, which is not July, my bad, June 13th. Yeah. June 13th is the anniversary of Guerrilla Republik. So June 13th, 2023, we will be officially 20 years old, almost legal. You know what I'm saying? We got a baby that's almost legal, you know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful journey. We hope to have more to say. We're going to be doing a documentary that will probably be dropping next year. So I definitely want to get contact with you, brother, so we can get get you interviewed, get whoever we need to get interviewed from Guerrilla Republik Cuba and the rest of our branches, so we can really have this documentary definitely heartfelt, definitely mind central.
Word up. Anything you need, man. Anything you need.
Appreciate you, brother. Once again, guerrillarepublic.org.
No doubt.
And I just want to tell my brothers, I love y'all, brother. You know what I'm saying? I love you, brother, for who you are. I love you, brother Iz, for what your commitment is to the family and to just the organization and the movement, you know what I'm saying, which is the culture. Mm-hmm. We're here to resurrect the intellectual properties of the culture. That's you know what I'm saying? It's time to bring the message and put the message back in the music. It's time to use our music to enlighten us as it started out doing. And we know how the corporation came in and did everything in their power to avert that. But you can't control hip hop.
No, sir.
Hip hop ain't got no handles on it. You can't control it. And the more you try to conform it, the more it's going to rebel against your conformity.
Mm-hmm. No doubt, man.
So long live the culture. Long live Guerrilla Republik.
That's right. Much love and respect to the both of y'all. Guerrilla salute.
Love.
Love, brother.
Peace. All right. Much respect, like I said, and big up to Brother Iz, Balleto, and Brother Rabb Love. Much respect to the brothers and to the rest of the founders of Guerrilla Republik. Much respect to all the Guerrilla Republik tribes worldwide. Shout out to G-Rep Cuba. And thank you. Much respect to you, the listeners, people who are moving this thing. Vital Hoops, the Vital Hoops podcast. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you go to vitalhoops.net. And like we said, guerrillarepublic.org. Vital Hoops is for the culture. Peace.